Hey y'all, it's Amy again. Thanks for stopping by. I am upcycling again today. This is a previously used canvas that I wasn't happy with my results on, so we're going to use it. This is a custom mix for our base coat, and it is actually some drips from other paintings that made this really gorgeous blue. And our mixes today are ones that I already had mixed up for other pieces that have been sitting here begging to be used. So we're going to do that, but we're also going to add some piggies in for a little bit of shimmer. If you don't care, if you could go down and hit that like button for me and subscribe if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more. And I'm just going to get busy and I will jump back in a second. Got my base covered here, and I've got my measuring cup. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, and I've taken some extra of the base coat and put it down there at the bottom. I did not measure that. I just went with my heart. And now I'm going to add my colors in, and I'm roughly starting with my darkest and moving up to my lightest. And this time I'm going to throw some piggies in as well. Each one of these cups has satin enamels mixed in it. And the piggies I'm going to put in between these colors in the hopes that it gives it a little more shimmer. Sometimes when you use the satin enamels in these just flat paints with no shimmer, they mute everything. And so I want to make sure that we have a little bit of sparkle going on. It's not necessary. I've got some beautiful paintings that I've done that don't have any sparkle whatsoever, and they're pretty gorgeous. I can show you one here. This one is kind of a similar color combination, and there is no shimmer in this one whatsoever, but I'm really pleased with it. I think it turned out pretty gorgeous. I love my spiral there. So I'm going to start pouring into my cup, again, darkest to lightest, and I am going to pour from up high so that it hits the cup with a little bit of weight and churns in the bottom. So I'm going to start with here. This is the Liquitex, and this is their gray blue, one of my favorite colors. And I'm going to pour up high and plop in. And I didn't measure how much went in. I just went with my heart. This is this little Piggy pigment, and this is Wild Atlantic. And how I mix my paints, my recipes, and colors used will be down there in that description box, so be sure and check that out. The piggies are mixed a little bit different than the paint. And we're going again from up high. Did you hear the plop? That's what you want to hear. This is Liquitex Gray Green, or Green Gray, I can't remember exactly. And this is one of my favorite colors. This is Lukas, and this is their Arctic. I think it's just a beautiful blue-green icy color. Ooh, that one got a big plop. This is this little Piggy pigment, and this is going to be Sea Glass. And this is a custom color. This is basically Liquitex white, titanium white, with just maybe a drop of Prussian blue, just for a hint of blue color, very light. We'll slide my spinner back into place. This is my Erica Hughes spinner. I really like it, and I like that it has these clamps here that will hold your spinner in place. So now I have my cup here, And there's a little bit of the color that has bubbled up to the top. And I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of my base coat that I've got down here and top this cup off just so all that paint has something to react with. And it just takes a little, you're not gonna cover up everything, but just a tiny bit, just gentle pour. I don't wanna cause any more churning. Just on the top there so I know and feel good that everything's reacting with something. Okay, now you know the drill. I grab my cup, I take a deep breath and pray that I don't make a big mess of this thing. So I'm gonna hush up and let y'all watch. Okay guys, it's all poured out now, and I just torched some of my bubbles that will cause some more reactions to start to happen. That paint's gonna move up to the top. I have to admit that I started shaking a little much, so I wasn't doing a true straight pour. I ended up kind of jiggling to work with my little shaking I was doing, and then I started doing my spin, my little, I guess, ring that I saved toward the end a little early. So we kind of get that sea snake look, which is not my favorite look. I actually get really mad when I make that. But I'm gonna hope that when this fully develops and we start stretching it out, that it won't look so much like a fluid art sea serpent. So what do I do here? Y'all that watch my videos know I let this rest. I walk away, I refill my coffee, and then I come back and we'll see what we have in a few minutes. Let's give it one more little torch. Okay, so we've let a little time pass here. So I'm gonna give it just a little spin, slow and steady. And I think, just based on what it's doing here, because it's a rectangle canvas and it's a reused canvas, And sometimes when you do that, it has a tendency to want to bow in the middle. And I did steam the canvas first with my handy dandy steamer here. Can you see that? Tara Lombardi gave me that idea about steaming canvases. Sometimes you get ones that aren't quite perfect. I've gotten now where now I just steam them all. I think you get better results that way. But I'm gonna give it another little spin. And as I was saying, with the rectangle canvas and then it being reused, sometimes you feel like all your paint wants to be right in this area. It doesn't want to go as far. It wants to kind of stay in this area, and it also wants to give you more of an oblong spiral instead of a perfect circle. But we can tilt it, and actually it's kind of looking a little bit cool like that, so I may keep it. We'll see. So let's see what I can do. Where do I want it to go? Let's take it a little this way. Trying to get a little more toward this corner here, just a little bit, and then we'll stretch it and see where it starts going. I'm not liking the way this is humping out so much there, so I may try to tilt it in a little bit unless it starts making me lose more on the end that I'm comfortable with. Yeah, still going to be humped out a little bit. A little too fast on my spin. I don't like to spin that fast. I feel like you start losing control, and I know better. And now I have paint on the floor. Now I'm going to try to tilt my whole design a little more toward the bottom there. Okay, a little bit longer. Take that in just a hair. I was trying not to be so symmetrical and centered, but now it just looks wonkified. So let me just give it a little spin. Did I create a new word, wonkified? Well, do y'all say that in other parts of the world? In the South, when you feel like there's not much else you can do, you don't have much else to say, you just have to accept something or move on in conversation, we go, well. So I'm feeling a little well about this one. It's not doing what I'd hoped. And it's just a little basic. So, you know, well, what you gonna do? Well, not loving this one, guys. What to do now? Should I give it one more spin? This is kind of blah. Let's give it one more spin in both directions just for the heck of it. Why not? You know what, let me tilt this way a little bit. I mean, what do I have to lose now? So the more you spin, the more wonky any cells, boulders, or whatever they will get. But I don't feel like I have anything to lose here, so we're just gonna keep stretching and keep spinning another couple times. I will say that I'm not hating the colors. I'm really liking the blue-green. See this green coming up through here. Little hint of the piggies on the edges. Okay. So what do y'all think? I think I should not spin anymore. Everything's getting a little too wonky. I want to mess with that center, but I probably shouldn't. It kind of looks like a little Jabba the Hutt happening in there. But yeah, I think we're just gonna call it. We're gonna let this dry and see what happens. And thanks guys for watching me. I really do appreciate it.